Call the meeting to order at, I got 7:03. So thank you everybody for showing up. Again, I hope everybody did have a nice holiday. Seeing that we're remote, I'm going to read the text of in accordance with Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023, suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law. Public bodies otherwise governed by the OML are temporarily relieved from the requirement that meetings be held in public places, open and physically accessible to the public, so long as measures are taken to ensure public access to the body's deliberations through adequate and alternative means. This meeting will be live on Zoom. The public may participate remotely by joining Zoom and be meeting ID number of 840-0877-2826 or by calling 929-205-6099. For additional information about remote participation, please contact Carly Antonellis, Assistant Town Manager, at atm@ayer.ma.us or call 978-772-8220, extension 100, prior to the meeting during business hours. So again, welcome, Beth.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm just about home and I'll be joining you through a different system in a bit.
All right, no problem. Julie's at the school, so we've got everybody all over the place, and thank God for modern technology. And I see Pauline is here too as well, so thank you, Pauline, for joining in for public participation. All right, I'm going to go ahead and have people look at the agenda, and if I can get a motion to approve the agenda as written. As Jess took off.
Let the dog in.
Oh, okay, no problem. Can I hear a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve the agenda as written.
Second.
All right, Barry made the motion, Colleen seconded. Got to go through roll call. Julie?
Yes.
Jess?
Aye.
Colleen?
Aye.
Barry?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
Beth?
Yes.
All right, it's been approved. Next is the minutes for November 1st, seeing that we did not have a meeting in December. This was November 1st. I did not see any issues with it, so I'm okay with it. Anybody else have any concerns?
I did not.
Yeah, there being none, can I have a motion to accept the minutes as written?
So moved. Second.
Okay, Jess, who
I
made
moved.
it first?
I moved.
Okay. Okay, Colleen second. Julie?
Yes.
Colleen?
Aye.
Jess?
Aye.
Barry?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
Beth?
Yes.
And the chair says aye, so accepted as written. Woo, nice. Okay, next is correspondence and invoices. We do have I approved an invoice at the late part of November for the library for their digitization of the Public Spirit and the Neshoba Valley Voice. And this was for $3,525 even. And that goes to Advantage Archives, LLC. So pretty much the Valley Voice has been digitized up to 2022. So they'll be using the rest of the funds to go ahead and keep digitizing the current 2023 and such. So that got approved. And then
Are they digitized up to 2022 or through to 2022?
Well, I'll say it this way, through 2022, 2016 to 2022.
Okay.
Which is nice. Then the other invoice I received, and it was dated December 13th, and that's from Sandy Pond School Association. It is the final invoice from Mr. O'Doherty for $13,000 $977.88. And that's working with the ADA walkway and such. And that finishes their grant request. So now they are at a zero balance. So those were the two invoices that we received. For other types of correspondence, I'll be talking about some of them in new business. But did anybody else receive anything by chance? No? Okay. All right, I'm moving on this. Pauline?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Very quickly, where are these documents available for the visitors, the customers, the residents to view?
Which documents, I'm sorry?
The invoices and all the other matters that you just reviewed and approved. There's nothing attached to your agenda.
Oh, okay, Pauline, I'll go ahead and start attaching them. I'll be honest with you.
That's fine.
I haven't done that in the past. It's really just, yeah, okay. If that's, I'll put that on my to-do.
That's my New Year's resolution.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
No problem. All right. Okay. All right. So Pauline, let me ask you a question. So pretty much you want to see everything that if we're going to be having something on the agenda, all the documents that support it, right?
Well, Janet, to be honest, not me. The open meeting law says any matters or documents that are to be discussed at a meeting should be included with the agenda or available to the public for view at a meeting. And since these are Zoom meetings for the most part, my suggestion is attach them to the agenda so that people can look at them should they choose.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No problem. Okay, I'm just gonna, since there hasn't been any other type of correspondence, I'm gonna move on to old business, and grant agreements is gonna be very quick. The agreements, because of the holidays and such, I still have to follow up with town council and Robert. So it's still in the state of limbo for the housing, the Affordable Housing Trust grant agreement and such. So that's still on my to-do list, so I apologize, I didn't really pursue it over December. And the other item are the balances, and I do have that on the screen. This is what I get. Oh, I got to share it. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
No.
Thanks. I needed that today. So here are what we would consider the balances. Can you see the screen? I'm still working with, can you see the spreadsheet?
Yeah.
I'll send you a copy if you want, Jess. I mean,
I'm taking a picture. I just had to move the Zoom things around because it was
okay.
part of it.
So, yeah, I have to do that all the time. There are certain things that I still need to work with Carrie on because as she has all the different CPA projects that are still ongoing, as you can tell, we have the five-year plan that needs to be cleaned out because everything's all done with the 5-year plan. With the affordable housing project, it's like I'd like a little more descriptive on here. This is the 40B, the Fitchburg Road project, the NOAA, the Housing Trust Fund, again, that's a given. The digitization, this is as of December 5th. So we know that this number has been reduced even more. I've got to find out from Barry, the historic inventory. It's looking like it still has monies. So I need to see whether or not that's actual. I've got $7,500 for the inventory. Sandy Pond School, like I said, with this last invoice is now zero balance. The firehouse, she has it lumped as one package. And again, this is something that I know that I have talked to Robert about. If this needs to be a warrant on, or an article in the town warrant for the town meeting to put these monies back in. I thought it could just roll back in, but it's supposed to be 40,000 for historic, 40,000 for historic and 150 for affordable housing. And with that, those monies need to go back into their respective categories. I don't know if it has to be a separate warrant article or not. We've been discussing it back and forth, but I got to come to an end this time around for the Springtown meeting. There's still monies left over after the Howitzer project of a little over $7,000. Beth, I'm seeing something, she still has something for the open space and rec plan. I know that because of working with Conway, you had a good discount. So I think this money can go back into open space.
Yeah, I think so. I wouldn't, I don't know that since it's been so long, even if we had under the vote in the article something else that it could be used on, I think it probably makes sense to go ahead and return it. But I'll take a look at that as well. And then just from my experience, for any reversions to like unspent funds, it can be one article and then maybe have a table that references each of the articles and the votes and the balances and things that are going to be reverted, but certainly talk more to council. But that was in another KP town. So, seems like it's just more efficient to keep it all of the reversions in one article.
Yeah.
So,
I agree with that. And then Jason, there's still some money of $7,050 and change for the perimeter path. I don't know if this is because of some of the area by the embankment there, if that was something that was going to go ahead and work. So if you want to check with Jeff to see whether this balance is still going to be used for part of that path. But again, all right. And then
Jen, the last phase of that perimeter path is going to be probably more than 7,000, and it's actually going to be part of the property that's the housing property, the state property, because we have to cut into that hill.
At embankment, yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be. We're done with that for now. So
Okay.
I think that can go back, and then when we get ready to do that last phase at some point, it's going to be a joint project, I think, with housing and parks, and there'll be different requests for money.
Okay. All right. And then Jess, the Flanagan Pond public access. Right now there's a $1,500 balance. So I don't know if you can check with DPW to see where they stand on that.
Okay,
All right.
I'll do that.
So this, like I say, these are the projects that are happening and are outstanding. When we start looking at our balance, I have to move my guys too. When you look at the balance, you're going to see that open space currently has $1,069,262.31. Community housing is a negative balance. So again, this has got to be something on the Springtown warrant, where if we're putting 150,000 back in, the other 60,000, could that be part of an increase instead of the 10% for the breakdown of the monies that we're going to get, for the disbursement? Or do we need to put in, again, I just need to find out from Robert and Town Council, does it need to be its own separate warrant to transfer funds to make it into a zero balance? Historic resources, again, 40,000, same thing is going to be going back into that from the old firehouse. So the negative $67,116.93 will be cut down to a negative 27,000 approximately. And then we have the reserves of 1,114,502.21, and then undesignated of, if I do this right, hold on. Yeah, of $717,540.24. So that gives us a total of $2,623,845.83. Again, that's as of December 5th. So there's still some cleanup that has to happen. And with that, hopefully we can, again, start pretty good. I don't know if you saw that we're not getting as much of a extra monies from the state because of the treasury that they have didn't get filled as much as they should. So with the 3%, instead of getting something like 60%, I think it's going to be back down around the 30s. I'm trying to remember what the email said. Beth, do you remember possibly what that might have? Do you remember offhand? I know you're usually up on that.
Yeah, sorry, I haven't had a chance to look in that report that they sent, so can't help to thank you. Sorry.
Oh no, that's okay, no problem. But I know it's not gonna be as much, just because of the housing, the housing issues, inflation, and such, that the State House didn't have that much. Hold on. Bear with me, Pauline. Yeah, I know. Bear with me. Go ahead, Pauline.
All right, thank you, Janet. Just the same comment about this document, which I'm happy to see, but I never can find this on the CPC website.
Okay, and I think that's probably because it's confusing. I'd like to go ahead and try to get it more streamlined. I mean, it's even more streamlined than what Lisa used to have, but I wanted to try to keep tweaking it so that it makes it a little more understandable.
Agreed, and I appreciate that, but I'm sorry to say, we taxpayers have a right to know, and if they don't understand, they can ask questions. So I would encourage you to just post it and see what comes of it.
Okay.
Jan, if we do post this, it should be posted as a PDF. We can't post an Excel document.
No,
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. I agree, Jason. That's true.
And is this a working document?
It is a working.
Those Excel documents, they're always PDFs.
But there's also a Munis document so that the town accountant can always produce this document, but it should be available for people who want to see it. I'll admit I might be one of 7,000 people who want to see it, but it should be there.
Okay, but yes, it would be a PDF. It would not be, and also too, yeah.
I agree. I agree with that totally. I'm not questioning that. It should not be altered.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay. All right. So that gives everybody a good snapshot. Any questions? Any other questions?
Can I?
Yeah.
I think I know the answer, but I forgot, so I apologize. But can we use CPC fund to renovate our bathhouse at Peroni or rebuild our bathhouse? I forgot if we could use that or not.
I'm going to say no.
Okay. I thought that was the case, but
yeah. It's used for I'm trying to, I don't have the grid in front of me, but for any type of open space or rec, it's to create It's not to go ahead and for any type of maintenance.
Well, if we tore it down and built a new one,
I have to check on that. I know that we can't build a structure like a stadium or whatever. All right.
right?
So I don't know. Again, that's the reason why, you know, say for the high school athletic field project, we had to go for the track instead of helping out,
Right.
you know, with anything else. And
Um,
we couldn't take care of the gardens gazebo because of it being a structure. So just, were you going to say something?
well, just on the definition of recreational land, it says does not include blah, blah, horse or dog racing, use of land for a stadium, gymnasium, or similar structure. So I think a bathhouse might be a similar structure.
Yeah.
Well, although, yeah, for rehabilitate and restore though,
Doesn't
means
it have?
remodel, reconstruct, or repair, extraordinary repair, not maintenance, to make property functional for intended use, includes improvements to comply with federal, state, or local building or access codes or federal standards for rehab of historic properties. And that was updated to say yes.
The 2012?
Yeah, 2012.
Yeah, but I don't know that the bathhouse is a historic property.
No, it's
No.
not historic, but it's public function.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, ignore
Okay.
the historic, for to comply with, to make property functional for intended use.
All right.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. What I'll do is I'll throw the question out to the coalition. I mean, seeing that we pay $2,000 now for for our dues, I'll do that. So I'll find out.
Great. I mean,
Yeah.
we did a feasibility study and we had three sort of options for that. And two of them are sort of renovate the existing structure. One of them is, tear down and build new, which is the high price structure, but we need to make it more functional. We need to make it ADA compliant, things like that. So yeah, if we could renovate, that might work, but we can talk about that later.
All right, no problem. I'll send out the question, like I say, to the coalition and just make sure.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. All right. Any other questions? All right, I'm going to move on to new business. I've been in contact with Carolyn Reed from Habitat for Humanity, and it looks as if there's a difference. She sent me, when we talked, she gave me an address of 12 Newton Street, and then when she sent me an email, she put 12 Taylor Street. We don't have a Taylor Street in Ayer, so I still think it's 12 Newton Street. But it looks as if I received an email also from Main Street Bank. It looks like they're doing a joint endeavor with Habitat. So Habitat's going to be coming to us in February requesting funds for a new Habitat house. So that's going to be awesome for new business. So that is something, like I say, that I will be putting on the agenda for, and I don't know exactly how much. She hasn't said anything, but so that will be on the February agenda. Pauline.
Hey, Janet, I think it's 2 houses on that one lot. Or when I say houses, condominiums.
Yeah.
At least that's my understanding. So just forewarned and forearmed. And I look forward to seeing you all in February when Carolyn arrives. Thank you all.
All right, you're welcome. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and do stuff. They've got some nice plans, and we've got 2 Beths coming in. So I don't know whether or not. I think Beth did hear that. So hopefully.
I just switched to my computer.
Okay.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, that sounds great. All right, so that is what I have really for new business. I don't know if anybody else had something with regards to new business. I know Jason with the the bathhouse. I'll be checking on that. Is there anything else that people do want to bring up? I know I didn't have any type of committee reports. I'm just going to continue on with the agenda with public participation. Pauline, I didn't know if you've got anything else you wanted to add, or?
Nope, I'm all set, but thank you for indulging me.
All right, no problem. And I'm going to just reiterate that if anybody here watching this video on YouTube from APAC, with that, if you have any questions, definitely contact us at cpc@ayer.ma.us, or you can give a call to Carly Antonellis and she will get in touch with me or one of us, and we'll be able to respond back to you. Is there anything with regards to any committee reports? You know, anybody want to give an update on? No. I'm seeing people shaking their heads, so that works out great. I do have. Let's see. I know that the housing authority has just been going through some of the, like I say, the budgets, because the state has gone ahead and finally gave us our last year budget numbers. And I still have got to learn DHCD's new acronym, what they're now being called. So that will get ingrained in my brain. So, all right, moving on. If someone, Jess, you know how to handle this better than I do.
Hey,
we close the open meeting.
I would move to adjourn from open session in order to enter into executive session pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 20A, Section 21A, exemption number 6, for the purposes of CPC to discuss real estate potentials, as to discuss it in open session will be detrimental to the town's position, and then for CPC to adjourn from the evening at the conclusion of executive session and not return to open session.
We need a second motion.
Second.
I bet second.
And thank you for handling that, Jess.
Yes. She has it written down, which I should probably get, a copy of. Do we have to take a vote?
Roll call.
Roll call. All right, Jess?
Aye.
Colleen?
Aye.
Julie?
Yes.
Barry?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
All right, Beth?
Yes.
All right, and the chair says yes. So we'll end the open session and we will then start the executive session.